Welcome to Blissful Garden. We share tips on how to care for orchids after the flowering season, helping them stay healthy and continue to shine brightly in your living space every day. In today's video, I will introduce you to a new natural fertilizer formula that is both simple and effective. With this method, your orchids will flourish again and soon bloom with brilliant flowers, brightening up your small garden. Normally, the plants we buy from the garden or greenhouse are grown in a high humidity substrate, suitable for the flowering stage. When we bring them home to take care of, after the flowers have faded, we need to handle them properly so that the plants can recover and continue to grow. First of all, gently remove all the faded flowers because they are no longer valuable and can become a place for fungi to accumulate. Observe the leaves carefully. You will see that many leaves have wilted, softened, or show signs of bacterial and mold infection. Leaves that have fallen off by themselves or have been attacked by fungi need to be completely removed to avoid spreading. Next, we proceed to remove all the old substrate and flower sticks. If you are new to the channel, please hit the like and subscribe button to support me and so you don't miss any orchid care tips. It's great to have you along on this journey. When checking carefully, you will see that the substrate has rotted, covered with moss, and contains a lot of harmful bacteria and fungi. Some roots have rotted or been severely damaged, so they need to be removed immediately. Completely removing the old substrate is an important step to rescue the plant, helping new roots have a clean and airy environment to grow again. Next, we will remove the entire old substrate. You can see that the moss has turned green, which is a typical sign of an overly humid environment where mold can easily live and grow. This entire substrate needs to be completely removed, because prolonged high humidity will cause the fungus to attack deep into the root system. What country are you watching this video from? Leave a comment to let me know. It's great that we can connect and chat with each other from all over the world. When you look closely, you will see that some roots have been eaten away by the fungus, discolored and damaged. These parts cannot be retained. Thus, we have completed the step of removing the substrate and removing the damaged roots. Next, we will use well-sterilized scissors to prune. First, we need to remove the flower stalks. The plant currently has 2 stalks, but is in a weak state, so it is necessary to cut off one stalk close to the base to reduce the load and help the plant recover. We will keep the remaining stalk, but only to a minimum, counting from the base up about 3 joints. The upper part where the flower has faded needs to be completely cut off. At the same time, roots that have been attacked by fungi, changed color, become soft or black rot must be cut off decisively. For weakened plants, it is best to cut off the remaining flower stalks so that the plant can focus completely on restoring the roots and leaves. What orchid species are you growing? Please comment below so I can build an in-depth care guide video, specifically tailored to the characteristics and needs of that orchid species. Diseased, yellow or wilted leaves also need to be removed completely. Once the pruning is complete, we move on to the next step, cleaning the entire plant with clean water to remove any remaining mold and impurities. Next, we will take the plant out and clean it with clean water. I will spray evenly into the crevices and gaps of the trunk and roots to completely wash away mold, dirt and impurities that have accumulated over time. This thorough cleaning will greatly increase the effectiveness of disease treatment, because the moldy areas have been thoroughly cleaned. After washing, we will put the plant aside and continue with the next steps. In the next step, we prepare a clean container. I will use turmeric powder because turmeric has very good antibacterial and antifungal properties and at the same time helps stimulate the growth and recovery of orchids. We take a spoon of turmeric powder or a spoon of turmeric starch will do. Then, I will add about 500 milliliters of hot water, equivalent to half a liter. Then, we stir well to dissolve the turmeric powder completely into the water, forming a homogeneous solution. After about an hour of incubation, the solution will reach the best activation level to use for treating and restoring orchids. After an hour of incubation, the turmeric solution has completely permeated and the water has cooled to the right temperature. At this point, we stir gently again, then filter out the residue. I will use a clean sieve to filter out all the turmeric residue, keeping the clear water. I will use a clean sieve to filter out all the turmeric residue, keeping the clear water. In the next step, I will take a cup of mixed turmeric solution and prepare a soft cotton pad. Gently soak the cotton pad in the solution, then take out the orchid to start the treatment. We will wipe the entire surface of the leaves, the upper surface to clean the dirt, and the lower surface to remove mold, bacteria, and insects that are hiding. Turmeric solution has strong antibacterial and antifungal properties, so when wiping with this nutrient, the orchid leaves will be completely cleaned and become brighter and more airy. After wiping the entire leaf, we continue to the next treatment step. In the next step, I will prepare a clean container. Then, the entire base and root system of the orchid will be placed in the container. Next, we scoop the mixed turmeric solution and slowly pour it into the container, making sure the water completely covers the base and roots. Soaking like this helps the nutrients penetrate deeply, while also destroying any remaining fungi in the root system. We will maintain the soaking time for about 30 minutes for optimal effectiveness. After 30 minutes, I will put the orchid in. Turmeric water has very strong antibacterial and antifungal properties and also helps stimulate root recovery and growth. When soaking, you will see that the roots have turned light green and are a bit thin. That is a sign that the roots are weak. After the treatment, the root tips will begin to appear white, indicating that the plant is preparing to grow new roots to find nutrients. When the soaking time is enough, we gently lift the plant out and move on to the next care steps. In the next step, we will take out the treated and cleaned orchid to plant. The pot used must have good ventilation and high drainage capacity so that the roots do not get waterlogged. Next, we use a carefully treated pine bark substrate to ensure that there are no bacteria or mold. Place a layer of pine bark underneath to create ventilation for the plant. We place the plant in the center of the pot, then gradually pour pine bark around the base, wedge evenly to fix the plant. Create ventilation for the roots and at the same time keep the humidity moderate. The substrate must ensure that the roots have room to grow, not be compressed, helping the orchid grow strongly and prepare for the process of new roots. After preparing the substrate, we will pour the substrate into the pot, paying attention to distribute it evenly around the base of the tree. Next, gently tap the pot so that the pine bark fills the gaps between the roots, helping to keep the roots fixed but still airy. Next, we will cover the pot with a thin layer of moss, which will help keep the roots moist and promote the growth of the orchid. So, the planting is complete. After planting, leave the plant outside in the garden in a shady place for about a day to let the roots settle in the pot. After this time, we will start caring for and watering the plant, ensuring that it has the ideal environment to thrive. Next, we will prepare a container to make breadcrumbs for orchids. After using in the kitchen, the leftover bread can be dried or dried for storage. Next, take about 2 tablespoons of breadcrumbs and put them in 500 milliliters of hot water. Stir well to let the bread absorb the water. Then, cover and leave for a day. After a day of incubation, the breadcrumbs have completely dissolved and absorbed the nutrients. Next, we will stir the solution well, then filter out the residue to obtain clear nutrient water, ready to use for orchids. Thus, after filtering out all the residue, we have obtained clear, nutritious bread water, rich in vitamin B and minerals, ready to supplement nutrition and stimulate healthy orchid growth. In the next pot, after a day, we will take the orchid out and take care of it carefully. The roots in the pot are now firmly established, creating a good foundation for the plant to grow. Next, we will water the plant with fermented bread nutrients, both providing nutrients and stimulating growth. For the next pot, we will take out a spray bottle and pour in the nutrient solution. Then spray evenly on all the leaves, both the upper and lower surfaces, so that the nutrients can penetrate the leaves to the maximum. During this period, care should be done every 2 weeks, helping the plant to fully supplement minerals, maintain health, and stimulate growth. This method of spraying evenly ensures that the plant absorbs nutrients completely. Next, we will take out a spray bottle and pour in the nutrient water from the bread. Then, proceed to water evenly on the base, substrate, and roots of the land plant, helping the plant to absorb maximum nutrients. This care method should be done every 2 weeks, or twice a month, to support the plant to grow and develop strongly. On normal days, every 3 days, we will water with clean filtered water, and at the same time spray mist on the leaves to maintain moisture and keep the leaves smooth. If the substrate is dry, we will also water with filtered water to keep the necessary moisture for the roots. After about 20 minutes of soaking in nutrients, we will take the plant to a shady, airy garden where there is gentle light, avoiding direct sunlight on the leaves, helping the plant grow healthily and limit leaf burn. After 3 weeks of care, our orchid has fully recovered. The leaves are green, shiny, thick, and free of insect bites, showing strong photosynthetic and growth abilities. When checking the roots, they have grown healthy and thick, showing that the plant has fully recovered. With dedicated and regular care, the leaves are green, the roots spread out healthily, and after a short time, the plant will start to bloom again. Nutrients from simple ingredients in the kitchen have helped the plant regain vitality, eliminate fungus, and maintain good leaf and root growth. During this period, we should water and keep the plant moist every 3 days with filtered water and mist the leaves when the substrate is dry. Additional nutrients can be applied twice a month for optimal growth. The plant should be placed in the garden or under cover, in a place with gentle light, avoiding direct sunlight, helping the plant grow healthily and bloom quickly. With love, dedication, and proper care, the orchid will produce lush foliage that covers the garden and blooms year-round. I hope this video will help you take better care of your orchids at home. If you find it useful, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on upcoming simple and natural orchid care tips.